Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you what we had for dinner last week. We're making 3 different dinners. The first one is Trader Joe's Korean beef with a crunchy Asian slaw. Then we're going to have honey garlic pork chops, and finally Southwest barbecue chicken casserole. Let's get into it and see how it turns out. The first recipe we are making is a crunchy Asian slaw, and for that you'll need a bag of shredded cabbage mix, 3 tablespoons olive oil, 1/4 cup of rice wine vinegar, 3 tablespoons of honey, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of garlic, 1 tablespoon of ginger, and red pepper flakes to taste. So I'm just going to mix everything into this jar that I've got here and mix it all up to pour over the veggies. After I mix that up, I'm going to put the cabbage mix in a bowl and then pour my mixture over the top and give it a good shake. After everything is all mixed up, I'm going to put this in the fridge to sit until we're ready to eat. We pretty much followed the instructions on the package of this Korean beef. The only difference is that it says to cook it for 5 minutes on each side. This beef is really thin sliced, so we did it for maybe 3 minutes on each side, and I felt like that was cooked pretty well. So while Drew is cooking up the beef, I'm going to spray this pan with coconut oil spray and throw in this riced cauliflower stir fry that we got at Trader Joe's and let that cook. This whole dinner turned out really good. If you guys have a Trader Joe's near you, definitely try this Korean beef. I thought it was excellent and definitely worth the $15 and change that we spent on it. So now we're moving on to honey garlic pork chops. For this you need 2.5 tablespoons of honey, 2 tablespoons of warm water, salt, 1/2 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, red pepper flakes, and garlic. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys know that this was 100% a Pinterest fail. The recipe actually called for 15 ounces of pork chops. I don't know how many ounces we used. We used like 4 or 5 chops, so I didn't write that here. My bad. So Drew's taking the lead on this recipe tonight. He's going to go ahead and mix up the marinade for the meat. So I said that this was a Pinterest fail, and it wasn't that it was a Pinterest fail because we messed up. I went back and read the recipe and there's just not much direction in it, and also I don't feel like there was enough seasoning. We could have added more to it, but we didn't. If we make anything similar to this in the future, we definitely know to season everything more. So after he's got that mixed up, Drew is going to salt and pepper both sides of the pork chops. And it was around this time that I realized there is nowhere in the recipe that tells you when to put in the garlic. So we just added it to the marinade and poured that over the top of the pork chops and mixed them up. Now we're going to put a little bit of butter in the pan and let that cook down before we put in the chops. We ended up cooking these for, I believe, 5 minutes on each side. They were really thick. We're also having asparagus, so we're going to microwave that for 3.5 minutes. Side note, Drew made rice before we started filming. The recipe was good in theory. I think I just need to tweak it to be how we would want it to be. So for the Southwest barbecue chicken casserole, you need 4 cups of shredded chicken, 1 cup of black beans, 1 cup of corn, 1 diced green bell pepper, 1 cup of barbecue sauce, 1 cup of shredded cheese, and half a cup of French fried onions. Normally for this recipe we use a rotisserie chicken, but we decided to make our own this time. So I'm seasoning the chicken with this Johnny Trigg chicken rub. This came from a giveaway at Drew's work, but I always season the chicken with this if I'm going to use barbecue sauce. So I'm going to set that for 15 minutes. And fast forward, the chicken is done. So now I'm adding in 1 can of corn. These black beans, I think there was actually 1.5 cups. I made these that day in the crock pot, so I'm pouring those in. 1 cup of barbecue sauce. And then I'm just going to give that a good mix. I don't know where the footage went of me cutting up the bell peppers, but we didn't use the green bell pepper. We used a little bit of red and a little bit of yellow, and it's in the bottom of that bowl. So that's what it looks like before it goes into the oven. We're going to top it with the cup of cheese. And the oven is preheated to 375. We're going to bake this for 20 minutes. About 15 minutes later, I took it out and topped it with these French fried onions. These are the ones we got at Aldi, and they are good. They are just really, really salty. But overall, it turned out delicious. This is definitely one of our favorite recipes. Thanks for tuning in to our What's for Dinner video this week. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I hope you got some new ideas for some recipes to try and maybe some to not try. If you have any ideas of things that I should make in the future, put them in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave, and we'll see y'all next time.